And through those years, I learned every day in business is a battle. Every day you're facing challenges. Every day you're out there competing in the marketplace. And I believe one of the keys to winning, whatever business you're in, wherever you're at in your life, is personal development. The daily grind of getting better, of moving forward, of taking control of your own life. You know, Jim Rohn is one of my all-time favorite personal development people. You know, I learned so much from Jim Rohn over the years, and it is my honor today to introduce his module, How to Have Your Best Year Ever. You know, every day that you get up, you're creating your year. You're turning your dreams into reality. This segment is going to have tips and tools that can help you learn, something you'll want to go through several times, re-experience it at least once a year, so that it can help you fight negativity, fight the things that hold you down in life, improve your relationships, and learn how to persevere and create wealth and success for your family. You know, the principles Jim shares are timeless. They're timeless in wisdom and depth. You know, technology may change. I mean, there's no doubt it's changed. When I began my career 30 plus years ago, there were no cell phones. When I started traveling, the guy I traveled with had a better job than me, and he had one of those briefcase cell phones. Now, people don't think they can walk across the street without checking an app that tells them whether they should cross the street. Technology changes, but what it takes to win doesn't change. You know, I heard a speaker recently say, everything is different now. The old rules don't apply anymore. None of those things matter. You've got to learn about the new age and the new world. Well, I'll be honest with you. I think that's a pile of it. The truth is, how you communicate may change, how you get information may change, how products are delivered may change. But the timeless principles of success and leadership do not change. To have your best year ever, you got to be the best you've ever been. Success doesn't happen because you're lucky. Championship teams don't become champions because the referees make the right call for them or they're just lucky. You can't have a championship team if one or two players have their personal best year. Championship teams are about a team of people having their best year. You have to go out and create that year. I've said many times, great careers begin with great years. Great years begin with great months. Great months begin with great weeks. Great weeks begin with great days. And great days begin with great thoughts. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. See, a lot of people, will say, I've got this mapped out plan for my entire life. 30 years from now, I'm going to live on the Riviera and, people, that have great long-term plans, I admire them. But I believe that you got to get up every day and get better. While instead of worrying about what it's going to be like 30 years from now or 10 years from now, you need to worry about what you're going to be like 10 minutes from now. You got to get better because you choose to. You're not going to leap your way to greatness. It's a daily grind that you got to be willing to go through. Great people are made by the daily grind of improving. You watch the Olympics, athletes winning awards, doing great things, and it's all emotional. Their mom and daddy's in the stands crying, they're wrapped in the flag, and everybody goes, gosh, I'd like to be like that. But you don't see the 4 o'clock in the morning running and sweating by themselves when no one is looking. See, it's what you do when no one is watching that makes you a champion. Jim brings to the table these fundamentals. You got to take action on them. See, my personal story, I grew up in the country in Georgia. I know you can't tell by the accent. I had a great foundation. I was very lucky. My mom and dad, incredibly positive people, had a huge influence on my life. They didn't have money, But they instead of giving me loot and things, they gave me roots and wings. They gave me what it took to go live and to learn. But I had to build on that. I didn't have a huge plan when I went off to college. I thought I was going to go and hopefully got a good job. But during my life, I started learning from leaders that I respected. I started to find the people to listen to, but I tell you, more importantly, I found the people to not listen to also. But I learned that I had to personally improve every day. That you have to go out and not just hear the message when you listen to this module. You got to go live that message. I knew that I couldn't just keep being positive on my own, that I had to find people I could listen to. The people that influenced my life, you can tell when I go through the list that I'm old school. Norman Vincent Peale, Art Linkletter, Dennis Waitley, Jim Rohn. People that taught you the power of positive thinking. But as I said earlier, leaders like Churchill, Abraham Lincoln, read good biographies. Read about people that impacted the world by becoming better as a person. A lot of people talk about all this positive thinking stuff and say, that's just a bunch of positive thinking mumbo jumbo. Well, I can tell you in 2006, right at the height of my career running Primerica, and right before we began a journey that led to an incredibly successful IPO in 2010, was in Hawaii on a company trip, was on a golf course, had never really had any illnesses, had borderline blood pressure, take a pill, you'll be fine. Had a stroke on the golf course, a massive stroke. It was, wiped out most of my cerebellum, which is your balance center. But you know what? I was in the hospital intensive care several days, and I had a miracle. I genuinely believe in my life that I had a miracle, that God granted me a second chance in life. But after I was done, I never had I should have trouble right now talking to you. I should have trouble standing here in front of you with what I lost. After it was all over and I was meeting with the chief neurologist at Emory University Hospital, who was in charge of my case, he told me, he said, John, look, some people have a small stroke and lose everything. He showed me the image. He said, this is your stroke. This is the reason we kept walking in and looking at you like you were a lab rat, because you didn't have any other problems. And he said that your brain, the older you get, becomes more compartmentalized. If you lose something, if you lose your sight center, you're blind. You lose your balance center, you have no balance. But he said some people have what's known as high plasticity in the brain, which means that another part overcompensates. I lost my balance center, but he said your eyes immediately took over balance for you. And he said that usually happens for people who are incredibly childlike. My wife started laughing immediately, and are incredibly positive. And so for the first time in my life, I said, maybe all this positive thinking stuff has an effect not just on how you think, but on your body, how it reacts. Life, look, none of us know what's coming tomorrow. None of us know what the future holds. I promise you there are going to be challenges you can't imagine. I promise you there are probably going to be exciting things that you can't imagine. But you're going to have to get up every day and deal with those. And you can either deal with those with an energized, positive mind, or you can deal with them with a negative mind. And I guarantee you, approaching life in a positive, energetic, excited way changes how the experience goes. So in this module, you're going to learn a lot of things from Jim. 5 major pieces of the life puzzle, 5 abilities you need for success, ways you can work harder on yourself than on your job. See, life is going to give you what I believe you're willing to fight for. As you grab hold of this message, you're by nature going to become more positive. But I guarantee you it'll be like a shot of anti-negative medicine that'll wear off. You got to work on things. You got to find a source of positive energy in you. People, when you develop that positive energy around you, people are going to want to be around you more. They're going to want to hear what you have to say. They're going to be more willing to listen to your ideas. This creates influence, which impacts every area of your life. Jim Rohn is a mentor. Jim Rohn is a wise man. His words can help shape your life in a much more positive way. So my final challenge to you is, among many things, listen to this, learn from this, and work on you. Look, most people spend their whole life focused on things they can't control. They worry about the weather, they worry about politics, they worry about things that they have absolutely zero control over. The two things you can really control are your attitude and your activity, how you think and what you do. And if you control those things, whatever the world throws at you, you're going to deal with better, and you're going to find opportunities where other people find problems. You're going to find success where other people find failure. And it is an honor to introduce you to this segment on having your best year ever from Jim Rohn.